Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's time for another manga release video. Welcome once again. Before Thanksgiving, I released some of these videos and I skipped 2 weeks. I'm actually on the current released list, which today is, at least time of recording, it just released here on the website here that I'm following here in Japan, or not here in Japan, but the Japanese website that I'm following. Top 10 mangas released in Japan. Pretty interesting list, to be honest, especially leaving the list for 2 weeks and then coming back to it and seeing some of the ones that were there 3 weeks ago still being there. Very, very interesting. So let's start. Coming in number 10 this week. Oh, by the way, subscribe. I forgot to say that. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. That always helps this channel. But number 10, Witch Wars 32 Extraordinary Witches Kill Each Other, Volume 8. I haven't really found a English website with this, so I'm guessing this is still very much in Japan only. It says Orihime and Oshichi, the greengrocer, begin the 7th match of the 1000 Night Blood battle between witches. Orihime pursues the craziest love, and Oshichi, the greengrocer, has a fiery pure love. The most gruesome killing spree in history begins between two people who have opposing feelings of love. That is the premises of this story. I actually have never heard of this manga. It is in the 8th volume. It did sell 27,353, which is, pretty low, to be honest. So it's going to be a low count week, at least for these first few spots, and then they'll get pretty high eventually, especially top 3, they'll get pretty high. But this one started low at 27,353. Kind of makes sense. It's at least here in the Western world not as popular. Coming in 9th, one that is sort of popular here in the US, called The Night. We have Nanakusa's She's a Vampire, and That's Okay with the Human Uko, who wants to be one too. And he essentially has this fun, antisocial, fun-loving, sexy vampire experience with her, basically trying to make her fall in love so that he can become a vampire. That is what Call the Night is about. This is volume 18. It actually, I believe this one released last week and it's gone up on the spot. I think this one was like in 11th or 10th place last week, and it's selling 28,000. Again, because of the sales being so low in the last few spots, it shows why it went up. But 28,208 copies sold this week. Not bad. Call the Night, very much popular, not just in Japan but worldwide, so it makes sense why it's still in the top 10. In number 8, another one reoccurring, not so surprised, but surprised still nonetheless, in I think 3rd or 4th week already in the top 10. My Hero Academia Volume 39. My Hero Academia follows the life of heroes and villains, where most of them have manifest powers called quirks, and essentially we're following the story of a quirkless Midora who gets powers, and so on and so forth. You guys know what My Hero Academia is. I don't have to explain it to you guys. The volume 39, it is in 8th place with 32,264 copies. This is typically the number of like 10th place, usually, from what I've seen in the past weeks that I've been doing these videos. So still surprising. It's still in top 10. My Hero Academia is worldwide loved, so it makes sense. In 7th is Honey Lemon Soda. I've actually heard of this one. I believe it's a shoujo type of series. Personally, don't know much about it, but I have heard of it. This is volume 24 of Honey Lemon Soda, and Honey Lemon Soda is about a middle school left Ishimori with nothing but scars, but to the point where she's forgotten how to laugh or cry or even say hello. But a chance re-encounter with a boy with lemon-colored hair invigorates her, giving her hope that maybe, just maybe, life can be much sweeter if she finally reaches out for help. So that's what Honey Lemon Soda is about. It is standing in 7th with 44,353 copies, which is quite a bit actually. So it's doing good. For it being such a late volume, it's doing really good. So obviously it shows its popularity. Another one that is popular here in the US, Blue Period, volume 15. I believe this is a soccer one, right? I believe this one is a soccer one. It is released by Kodansha. Blue Period here says that it's a winning price, a manga. It's the studious Yatora lives a dry life of study and a good manner behind for a new passion, painting. So not soccer, painting, but unthering yourself for all your past expectations, dangerous as well as thrilling. So yeah, no, I don't know why I'm confusing it. I'm confusing with another one. I forget which one it is. But Blue Period, volume 15. It's standing in 6th place, the last spot of the lower 5 of the top 10, standing at 52,849. Actually very close to being in 5th place, which 5th place is a soccer one. I know that for sure. But yeah, it's doing well. I mean, it's known here in the U.S. not by a lot, but it's known. It's been releasing for a while here in the U.S. I think they're like in the 7th or 6th one here, but 15 in Japan. Okay, standing in 5th place, these are our top 5. Giant Killing. This is, I think it released as a anime back in like the early 2000 teens. This is volume 62, the illustration edition. So I think this is like a reprint, I believe. I'm not really completely sure, but it is soccer. It did sell 53,740, so just barely made fifth place. It is an old manga series and an old anime, especially for those who are newcomers, so not very popular here in the US unless you've been watching anime for a while, but still very much popular in Japan, so makes sense why it's in 5th place. For another, I think like 4th week or 3rd week, One Piece Volume 107. Ichiro Oda is doing money with this one. People are loving it. 60,635 more copies. The new arc is announced to start in June 7th. I mean, people left and right are loving One Piece. The Netflix series did so well. One Piece, I would say it's in its peak of another revival right now. So a lot of people, even people that I know, that had once told me, oh, I'm never going to touch One Piece, it's just way too much to get into, are watching One Piece now. I mean, there's a whole new revival of One Piece, which personally I love. I was part of the revival back in the early teens of 2000, you know, right before they started with the Wano arc, so which was like actually before then. It was before then. It was before the Wano arc. Anyways, I was part of a revival back in the day when there was only about 700, 600 episodes. So it was a little easier for me to catch up. But anyways, I still got to catch up with the last like 10 episodes. So I've been putting it aside. But makes sense why it's in 4th place. It's a great series. Standing in 3rd place with 99,028 copies, almost 100,000. This is going to be Record of Ragnarok. It's basically about the gods' council assembles once every millennium to decide the fate of humanity. Deciding that mankind's 7 million years of irredeemable history gives justification for their extinction. It's an action, a dark fantasy, martial arts series, guys. It's been going on for a while. People love it. I think there's like 12 volumes already here in the U.S. They're on the 20th over there in Japan. It makes sense why it's there in number 3. This is the first week I see it here. I don't know if it's a reoccurring week. I don't think it is, but it makes sense why it's in number 3. In number 2 for another week is Oshinoko Volume 13. This is the second week, is on second place, selling 126,791 copies. Oshinoko is a wonderful series that did fairly well in the US, being that it didn't release through Crunchyroll, which is the main anime company here. It released through High Dive, which is not as known as Crunchyroll, so still did really well. People love it. People love it in Japan. It's about 2 twin kids born out of an idol who are revenging the idol's death in their own way, I guess. And it's really good story. I've reviewed 3-4 volumes already of the manga, so it's crazy that they're already on the 13th over there. And in first place for another week is Kingdom Volume 70. Don't know much about Kingdom. It says here the plot is about the Warring States period of ancient China. Xin and Piao are war orphans working as servants in a poor village in the kingdom of Qin. However, they dream to become the great generals of the heavens and train daily. One day, Piao is taken to the palace for an unknown purpose by a minister, and Xin is left behind. A few months later, Piao returns to the village on the verge of death, urging Xin to travel to another village. There, Xin meets a boy nearly identical to Piao, Ying Zhang, the current king of Qin. Xin learns that Piao served as a body double for Ying Zhang and was mortally wounded in a power struggle for the throne. It's a historical base series of China, doing really well for a second week. 133,221 copies. That's a lot, guys, especially for a series that is as old as this one, and also not a lot of people are buying it in the US, so it's a lot of it is in the eastern side of the world, which makes sense, but still really good. Number 1 of the week. That is the top 10 of this week, guys. The time for me is gonna be over pretty soon. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. You guys can follow me on social media in the description below, guys, and like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.